So I'm here with my client PJ, who has been working with me since end of October, right? 6 months?
Yes, yes, through many a peak and valley and trial. Yes.
Yeah. And he has lost over 50 pounds. He has put his type 2 diabetes into remission. He's off all diabetic meds. He's gone from 14 meds to four or three.
Well, I'm down
Four.
to three, but I added a Flomax
Oh,
so
yeah,
that it helps with my urinary. So,
that's right.
which
Yeah.
yes,
Today I just want to ask you, and we were just talking about it. We were just doing our weekly one-on-one check-in, and we were just talking about what PJ's wake-up call moment was. What was this wake-up call moment that made him decide that he wanted to take control of his health and then eventually, type the magic words into Google to find me so I could help him do that.
yes, I did. Google AI did lead me to Trina. Um, well, thank you, Trina, for having me as a guest host. Um, I would say the thing that woke me up to join your health program was, I would say, an awakening of sorts. Let me describe in colorful detail of what kind of woke me up. And that is when I was shortly, even when I was married to my late wife and Scottish lassie, Melissa, a very brave woman, very tough-headed type A personality woman, very good woman, very pretty. And then after she passed in October of 22, I started looking at myself because she did remind me on numerous occasions, well, I may drink, but Phil, you use food. And that kind of started to echo after she passed, um, to the point where I was getting my gut was getting so large. I was literally at least 8 months pregnant in terms of appearance. Two very large cup holders on top of my belly. And literally, I started putting things on my belly as opposed to holding them in my hand. And that was another reminder of that's not normal. And another thing not normal is when you can barely see the tips of your toes in the shower, much less you're Mr. Happy. And I'm sure men out there will know what I mean by Mr. Happy. Some British call it their Johnsons. I don't need to go into further detail.
You made it quite clear.
Yes, I want to make sure I'm clear on this. So when you reach that shape of a body and you start thinking to yourself, well, if this is abnormal, then why, as a man, do I want to continue on this course of life being abnormal? And that really got me thinking. And Trina, uh, bless her soul, she was able to kind of put that more into focus to me of that's not normal, that you can live a leaner, better life without being 8 months pregnant or larger and having normal function. And even since October of last year, I've been through a few health challenges.
Yes,
As
you
we
have.
say, bumps in the road. Uh, or hurdles. Some people use the phrase of hurdles for like track and field. And it seems like sometimes the hurdles kept getting higher and higher. And, but I've noticed how much I put myself in that situation because I just let things grow out of whack. And being able to have that awareness is the first step toward healing. And I'm grateful that I did because I was on a course that many friends, people that I know, colleagues at work, they knew I was quite large. And we had weight competitions, stuff like that. And eventually I outlost more weight than my boss, who was a heavy set man himself. And it gave me great satisfaction feeling every week I was 10 pounds less that month. And I could feel the difference playing tennis with my son, for instance, where I could never even imagine playing tennis, much less jogging or doing any active activity when I was 285 pounds. And now I'm about 220, actually just under 220 right now. And thanks to Trina's program and perseverance
Yeah.
and realizing where I went wrong. And I think that's where you need to get to in order to really have a great chance of being healthy. And, lying to yourself thinking meds and medications are going to make your situation better. Nothing could be further from the truth. Medications are what doctors prescribe, what I refer to as pill pushers. And they're a band-aid over a very large sore. My whole body was sore with inflammation.
Yeah.
That's why it had puffed up to 285 pounds. I'm only 5'9". And imagining all of that visceral fat and weight crushing down on my Mr. Happy. That's not a good sign. And it shouldn't be a good sign to any bloke, any man that is having weight and unhealthy uh, ways of living. So, what I want to say here, and the bottom line of all this, and the main focus of all this is don't think that medications and what you're been diagnosed with is the end of all. That you can make a difference by adjusting what lifestyle you move forward with.
Yeah.
Because I tried taking pills for since 2010, since I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and not realizing the damage that was still going on by my glucose and blood sugar still being out of control. Neuropathy. When I do leg lifts now, uh, either in bed or on a gym mat, I can feel the nerves in my lower legs and feet, which I now know is a byproduct of neglecting to take care of my body by thinking meds are going to solve everything. Meds to me, and still living unhealthy, is a false sense of security. Don't get caught into that trap like I did.
Yeah. And I'll just interject for a minute, but I just want to say, a lot of people think that when they are like if they're maybe they had the wake up call and they feel like okay, it's time to do something, and then they get discouraged thinking that they have to be perfect to start seeing some improvement in their life. And by perfect, they think maybe that means they have to never eat carbs again, or they have to go to the gym 5 days a week, or they have to lift weights or suffer or starve themselves. But as you know, working with me, that's not necessary. I mean, I've seen you over the last 6 months go and eat out at restaurants and enjoy having steak, once a week, and still have carbs and indulge a little bit here and there, have pizza once in a while, do all these things that people think should be forbidden if they're going to take care of their health. But what I want men to know is that that's not necessary, but it's also not sustainable. You shouldn't have to restrict everything you enjoy. Can you eat it every single day? No, you can't. As PJ knows, you can't. But you can still fit it into a sustainable plan and a strategy that fits your life. And you can still get results, and you can work towards a better place than you are right now. It doesn't have to be perfect to get you results. So,
Right.
right. And I think that's
100%.
important. Yeah, that's one of the most important things. So I guess with that, we'll sign off. But PJ, thank you for sharing, your wake up call moment. And maybe if anybody's watching this and they have their own wake up call moment, maybe share it in the comments, and you know let's talk about it, because it's a really hard thing to go from having this wake up call moment to actually pushing yourself into action. And maybe this is your wake up call moment, and you want to get started and you want to make some changes. And, whether that's working with someone like me or whether that's just doing it on your own or making a small change, then just do it. It's not worth waiting. Like PJ said, he got diagnosed 15 years ago. He's 62 now. He's taking control of his health today, but he wishes he would have done it sooner. And yeah, it's easier if you get started sooner, always.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But to never get started is where the difficulty continues, because you'll never achieve really the health that you're looking for until you make a difference in your life, and that will take action.
Yeah.
And I beg everyone that's watching this to really put an effort into it, because I am an example that it is damn worth it.
Yeah. 100%. Okay. Thanks, PJ.
Yep. Thank you.